Hi guys, it's Alex from theStyleJungle here, and we're continuing showing you the BMW X5 and our series of videos about cars. And today we're here in Russia. It's beautiful weather outside, it's summer here in Europe. We are here very close to Moscow city, which is the business center and one of the signature views of Moscow. And I'm going to talk about this car quite a lot and how it feels to drive it in a big city, because this is obviously a very big car and some people are concerned about actually having it as their everyday ride in a big city. So let's talk about it. So we've already done the review of the BMW X5. We've already been at the official launch of this car in Australia. So we talked a lot about the appearance of this car, the interior, exterior. So we covered a lot of things. So if you want to see all those videos, just make sure to click on the pop-up banner over here or use the link down below the video. And now we're going to talk about this exact car. This is BMW X5 xDrive30d. It is a little bit different from what we have seen before because it has this off-road package installed on this car. So the front bumper looks a little bit different. It has this nice silver bits in here, and it's actually a little bit higher than on M performance cars. So of course, because it's off-road package, you want to have an ability to climb some steeper hills. And if it's not enough, I mean the ride height is not enough for you, you can actually increase or decrease it manually, because this car has an opportunity. At the side over here you have these seals, and they're obviously for people who don't want to go in mud, so you can use the step to go inside the car. But there is a downside. Let's say if you're just driving like that and you're just going out, you can easily just put a lot of mud on your trousers, because as you can see, it's very close to the door. And yeah, if you have nice trousers like I'm wearing now, it can be probably a concern for you. And this car also has these 20-inch alloy wheels. They're standard for this off-road package, and I actually like 20-inch alloy wheels more, because on the previous car we had 22-inch and it wasn't that nice. The suspension wasn't that soft, and some of the surfaces, they have some bumps on them. So it wasn't very nice for that. But these 20-inch alloy wheels, if you have an opportunity to go with them, I would definitely recommend doing that. Here in front we have these beautiful laser lights. They're very nice in the city, especially in the dark time and the night time. They give a lot of light and you can clearly see what's going on in front of the car. This car has also this night vision camera. I'm not sure why you want to have that, but it's installed over here. I guess it's optional equipment. Yeah, just for your information. Here, as all the BMWs nowadays, like 3 Series and of course the X5, this kidney grille has these shut down ability. To improve the aerodynamics of the car shuts down the grille when the engine doesn't need cooling, so of course the airflow just goes around the car, and it helps to actually save a little bit of fuel as well. So it's a very nice feature. What I actually don't really like about this car is these vent holes. They're just fake. See, my finger doesn't go anywhere, so this is just to make the appearance of the car just look a little bit more aggressive or sportier, but that's the only reason. Other than that, this car is absolutely beautiful. We talked about this, so I'm not going to talk about this anymore, and let's go to the back and I'll show you the build of this car. So we're now talking about the practicality of this car, and if you have a big family, of course you want to have a big boot, and this car has heaps of space, and the tailgate splits into parts, so it's fully electric and it can be opened in many different ways. So you can use a sensor over here and you can use your feet, or you can use your remote control. You can open up it from the inside, there is a button for that, or you can do this traditionally, just push that button and it opens up. If you want to carry something bigger or heavier, you can use this loading area over here. As you can see, it's a lot of space inside. We don't have a lot of stuff with us now. I just have this backpack, but I really like that you have an opportunity and the possibility to actually put a lot of stuff in here. There is a couple of hooks here to actually put your bags so they're not going and moving around. 12-volt socket over here, which is great for charging something, let's say chili bean, if you're going for a picnic outside of the city. And if you need to, let's say, put something much bigger, you can of course fold all those rear seats, and it's easy to do. There is a button over here, so you can basically just do this like that, and sometimes they're just stuck, so they need a little bit of a push. And there is a way to actually increase it a little bit bigger. There is a button in here, and you can take this thing out, and of course you can put it like that, or you can just completely chuck it out somewhere. But if you actually want to store it properly, there is a place over here. Let's move to the inside. So now we are here at the front, actually at the driver's seat of this new BMW X5. Since we're talking about how you're spending your time in a big city, you know, driving around, you basically spend loads of time in traffic, especially here in Moscow. Traffic looks really crazy after seeing and get used to what we have in New Zealand, especially in smaller cities outside of Auckland. If you have to spend some time in traffic, this is the car to actually do this in. The seat is very comfortable. There are just lots of adjustments, lumbar support, side support. You can comfortably see what's going on the roads, and the steering wheel has this electric adjustment as well. There's plenty of comfort in this car. This car is extremely smart, and there are heaps of systems that help you to actually get the best of this car and to actually comfortably operate it. The multimedia system is just above any expectation. It's easy to control. There are several ways of actually doing this. You can use gestures, you can use intelligent assistants, so you can actually say, hey BMW, I want to do this, or I want to do that. Of course you have this swivel wheel, which is actually a very nice addition, and it's a legacy thing as well. If you have some of the previous generations of BMW, you're used to this. You have Apple CarPlay installed as well, and you can connect your phone and use navigation from it. You can listen to music like Spotify or Apple Music. So it's basically everything you need to spend a great time. Doesn't matter if you're going outside of the city for a road trip, or if you're spending time in traffic going to work and back. It's absolutely fantastic. The practicality of this car is extremely good as well. Inside you have a lot of space to store some items. It's now very hot here in Moscow, and of course you have to drink a lot of water, so you can have big bottles of water in your door bin, have a smaller one over here, and if you want to have it chilled during the trip, you can put it here in the cup holder, and there is a button to actually keep the temperature of the drink. So if it's hot, like a coffee, you can put this hot button, or if it's cold, like this water, of course this cold one. And here in the same area you have this wireless charger for your phone or for your remote control, if you have this huge one like we have now, which helps you to control lots of stuff from outside of the car. Let's say I use it most to actually turn on the air conditioning before I actually go somewhere, so I can just activate it, and it's nice and chill when I actually enter the car. So it's absolutely nice. And there is a USB socket over here if you want to use a USB stick for music, or if you want to charge your device if it doesn't have this wireless charger, or for any other reason. And the design of this car, I mean, the Vernasca leather is extremely soft, very nice to touch. This light interior is very nice. I like it. It looks really stylish, and now in summer it actually actually not that hot inside of the car. This interior light is awesome as well, so if you're driving at the night and you want to create this kind of atmosphere, you can change the color yourself, or you can actually ask the car to change the color for you. The intelligent system can do this, so plenty of things. And I guess being inside of this car doesn't matter in a big town or at the countryside or just completely off-road, it's still absolutely great. Here we are at the back of this BMW X5. If you have a bigger family, of course you want to know how does it feel to be out here, and I have to say it's one of the most comfortable cars I have ever been a passenger in. There is lots of space in here, so I'm an average person of 183 centimeters tall, and I'm totally fine with all this space here. These seat pockets are really good. They have this hard surface here, so you can put a laptop or tablet in here and don't think about actually damaging it. The surface over here is hard as well, so if you have kids and they're on a long trip and they're getting a little bit impatient and they start, you know, hitting your seat, I'm sure you'll be all right. It feels very steady, and there are USB-C chargers here. What I also like about being a passenger in this car, especially here at the back, there's a really good view from here, so you can easily see the road and what's going on around the car. The visibility is quite great, and these windows, they're quite big, so even if you have quite a little child, they'll still be able to see what's going on, so they can be entertained during the road trip. The climate control, you can set up 4 different zones, of course, 2 in front and 2 here at the back, so each passenger can set up their different temperature settings and control their climate from here. You can actually be really comfortable over here. Sometimes parking in a big city can be a problem and you want to get some help, and this car is absolutely perfect for that. There are a lot of intelligent systems to help you actually operate the car on a daily basis, and if you want to use the parking assistant, it measures all the spots alongside the road or at the parking lot and do the steering for you. So it's a great feature, and one of the coolest features for the big cities is the reverse assistant. The system saves the information about last 50 meters that you drove, and when, let's say, you're in a very narrow space and you need to reverse, let's say someone is just going head to head with you and you need to reverse and you're a little bit concerned about the space around the car, you can use this reverse assistant. You just press the button and the car do the same steering that you were doing before. It's absolutely stunning, and I tried it in a different conditions. It works perfectly. The only thing to actually consider is that if the surroundings has changed, let's say you have the car behind you or something like that, the system will not work. I know a lot of people are a little bit concerned about the size of the car in a big city. I mean, there is not a lot of great parking spots in big cities like London or Auckland or Moscow, and sometimes it can be really challenging. But I have to say, with all those parking assistants, it's not a big deal actually to park this car. I guess because of the size of the car, you actually feel more confident in the traffic. So what I think about this car after having it for actually about a month now. I spent a couple of days in Australia testing it, a couple of weeks in New Zealand, and now here in Moscow. So it's been a lot of driving actually in very different conditions, winding roads, city center, highways, and this car is absolutely perfect for all of these conditions. It's one of the most comfortable cars I have ever driven. Diesel engine is really good. The fuel consumption is really good. I would really recommend buying this car if it's in your budget. It's great for big families. It's great for a lot of different conditions. It looks really good and it's reliable as well. So I really like it. So guys, I hope you liked this video about our experience with BMW in the big city here in Moscow. It's been a pleasure to drive this car for some time and to be back in Moscow. I hope you guys like this video. If you want to support our channel, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. It means a lot to us. And if you want to see other videos we filmed here in Moscow about Russia and some of the sights of this city, just make sure to click on the pop-up banner over here. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye!